The northern Snake River Plain, a land of oblivion. Nothing but sagebrush and lava rock lies here, but between the two small towns of Dubois and Roberts, Idaho, there sits an oasis in this desert. Acres of protected wetlands surrounding Interstate 15 bring life to this seemingly desolate place. The area is divided up into several different national wildlife refuges and wildlife management areas that give habitat to hundreds of species of eastern Idahoan wildlife. In the spring and summer, countless birds find their way to these marshes in search of food and nesting grounds, making it a haven of life and natural beauty. But now, it's winter. The browned foliage and the dried up ponds do give the impression that the land itself is dead for the season. But rest assured, wildlife still abounds. In Camas's groves, bald eagles come to roost for the night after a long day of hunting. Along the roads and causeways, American tree sparrows can be found digging for seeds. And in the surrounding fields, East Idaho's year-round trumpeter swans scavenge for the remains of the harvest. This oasis may be dry now, but it is still very much a wildlife refuge. When spring does return, so does the water. And with the water comes the birds. In the spring and summer, it is more than easy to recognize these lands as a haven of life and beauty. Some of the first to arrive are the waterfowl, the geese and ducks. One of the most common species that you'll find here is the American Coot, an odd little bird that swims with a scooting motion, making its name easy to understand. Along with the coots come not just the mallards and Canada geese that we all know, but a wide variety of waterfowl species. Ruddy ducks, western grebes, cinnamon and blue-winged teals, lesser scops, and many more arrive with the warming temperatures. Alongside these waterfowl migrating up here in the spring comes what could be considered the very call of western marshes: the yellow-headed blackbird. Along with their cousins, the red-winged blackbird, the yellow-headeds come here in droves to nest among the reeds that border the canals and lakes. Even though many would find this bird's call to be obnoxious, there is no denying that it means water is nearby. While wetlands are important habitat to the waterfowl and the blackbirds, they happen to be crucial for another type of bird: the shorebirds. It is these shallows and mudflats that birds like the American avocet, the white-faced ibis, and spotted sandpiper find the perfect place for feeding and nesting. Birds are considered to be the masters of the sky, but all these birds seem to do is swim in muddy waters and dart among the reeds. That is where the top of the food chain comes in. The birds of prey, or raptors, find the marshes to be excellent hunting grounds and the groves ideal for nesting. In the wintertime, while the bald eagles roost in the groves, rough-legged hawks can be found circling about the area. In the summer, the Swainson's hawk comes along with their nighttime rival, the great horned owl, to take over as the designated terrors of the sky. These birds of prey soar high in the air, but coming lower to the ground, just above the reeds and cattails, you'll find a lesser-known raptor, the northern harrier. Hovering above the marshes, this bird of prey calls these grounds its home all year round. As the year progresses and the birds settle down, this oasis comes to its full glory. But as time moves on, so must these birds. In this bleak Idaho autumn, one of the largest birds around chooses to make a stop here on its migration back south. The Sandhill Crane. Cranes can be found patrolling the marsh since the spring, but in the fall, their numbers peak with the migration season. For the month of October, the iconic trumpet of these cranes echoes across these lands. It is the last hurrah for this oasis before returning to winter. This land is a haven for wildlife on this plain, but that fact does not make it entirely exempt from the brutality of East Idaho's climate. Storms and winds rip across this desert to pound this oasis and punish these animals. But nevertheless, the birds here have learned to adapt and make the most of what this desert oasis has to